Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangroo. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we've been in Asia, we've been in Europe. It's time for the Steel Division League coverage to come back to the North America Division.
Woo.
In fact, we are here on the St. Mercury's Duelist map, and I cannot be more excited to have these two players go. Rang, who do we have?
Well, on the left-hand side, in blue, we have ourselves the Magicman, 73, as the Guard Armor Division. And on the right-hand side, we have Bumblebee Potato as the Windhound Division.
Interesting indeed. So, Guards armored Windhound. Windhound seems a little bit light to go up against the Guards. How's that going to play out?
I mean, we have seen multiple times where what happens usually in a Windhound versus Guard Armored matchup is Windhound is pretty well early on because they got the Panda Freeze and the Veterancy, and then by like mid B phase they just completely crumble because they just don't have the armor to match up to the Guard Armored spam. And this is going to be a rather tough matchup, I say, for Bumblebee Potato. Just looking down south, we already got the 11 armor Cromwell being brought into our area, and that's going to be able to have good projection over that southern side. I know he can get a mortar early on, but Bumblebee is not going to be getting that. And
well, yes, he is.
Where?
Oh,
yeah, there he goes.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. I was about to say, because that's definitely a must-have in that southern flank. But it's a lot of infantry going towards the town. That is a ballsy move, as you don't get many infantry early on for Windhound. And they're not really good CQC, it's just Panzer Grenadiers. So he has a Flam Panzer, yeah, but it's just going to really rely on how well he can use that Flam Panzer.
But the plus side of that, though, too, is that there's going to be one 6-pounder on the other side, and at least from the west, there's not a whole lot of really great spots for that 6-pounder to go to project into the town. So, yeah, it's true that the Flam Panzer could get taken out super easily, but I don't really see the 6-pounder going super deep.
Yeah, there's also Piats, but actually...
True.
Okay, it's mainly just rifles that seem to be going into the town, so... Like one Piat squad from the rifle motorized leader, and that's about it, I'd say. So it's good matchup, pretty raw.
Indeed. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm kind of hoping that Cromwell doesn't get a whole lot of force projection here. We are going to see that... sorry, I should probably put a quick proviso out. I've been getting a little bit of flack recently for, let's say, slanted commentary. Rang backs the Allied, I back the Axis. That's how it goes. But I'd like to see this Martyr be taking a kind of standoff position, and that's the nice thing about the spot troop here is that it should be able to spot that Cromwell from long range if he should kind of peek his head out to check the winter.
But like Cromwell's smart, he's not gonna be moving out, and we're getting the unloading into town. The Panda Grenadier is gonna be jumping out. Motorized rifle getting a Piat squad, and it misses, which is pretty good for the PZ Gren. And if that Flam Panzer can come down, I'm guessing he's waiting for the motorized rifle to be stunned up before rushing down.
Well, some of the early fire points have already been taken on out. As rather well, actually. A couple of Fausts here and there. We actually had a Martyr take out one guy. We did seeing a Faust take out another. And the Martyr panel's getting freaked out. Yep, the 6-pounder is causing quite an issue. And that Cromwell is starting to get some of his own pressure on the southern side of the map.
Yeah, Armada's been forced to fall back, and losing that mortar would definitely hurt Bumblebee's potatoes pretty extensively. And there we go, because I believe he can only get one more in A phase, and even just now it's just opening the door for Magicman to exploit the southern flank, and heck, maybe even get a good surrounded attack on the flank. But you're getting a AT gun being brought in. I forgot, like, they can get an AT gun towed by an AT gun half-track.
Well, they do have one of the pack tracks to the north, though, and that guy's been doing okay. He's just freaking out that motorized rifle a little bit. But he might be engaged by the 6-pounder soon enough, so may not be all good. Nope, he's got to back up.
But look at the town con. It's surprisingly working well. I mean, it is pretty smart how he's keeping the Flam Panzer back. I know a lot of people, including myself, tend to have a tendency just to rush him through the middle and just try to drive by everything. But in this more reserved strategy, it's definitely working out, as pretty much the Panda Grants and 2.5 run spot, and then the 2.5 run 16 just burns everything to death.
That's true, but there is a Stuart coming on in, though, and not going to see a lot of positive... Ooh, and a second Stuart behind that. So I don't see these half-tracks being too gutsy.
Yeah. I mean, the Panzer Grenadiers are going to stop the Stuarts from really getting too close to the town, thanks to the Panzerfaust. But this is still pretty good for Bumblebee, as surprisingly he's managed to control a town this early on, with bloody Rintown. He only used 2 Panzer Grenadiers, so he still has 2 more available in A phase. So he's not doing too bad infantry rise for, well, A phase Rintown it is.
Actually, I really like the positioning for the Flampanzer now. Yes, this Steward isn't get LOS on it now. But yeah, look at this. You're not getting through, and the only way you're seeing it is if you come through the forest or you're coming around that bend, and that is a very, very easy way to get cooked.
Yeah, and just keep it back in a good choke, in a good ambush position. And that's not something, especially as half tracks, you don't want to expose them. You want to keep them back and wait for the enemy to pop out.
No, we didn't think about. There's a Panzer III coming to the south.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, the Panzer III is definitely going to be useful. I mean, the AT gun and AT gun half track is doing some solid work on the Cromwell. The Panzer III is still going to have a bit of a hard time penetrating its rather thick skin. And now the Cromwell's getting some return fire. And, oh, this is rather close in morale.
Ooh.
But the Panzer III is engaged in the rifles. Just doesn't have line of sight in the Cromwell yet.
Well, second P3 coming on, and then actually we have that third P-Gun sidling around the south. I can't help but feel, though, if they take out this front kind of group, yes, you have to worry about the 6-pounder, but that's a huge, huge swing in the southern sector.
Yeah. It's just about knocking out Cromwell.
Pack track will unmask. Oh, no, I thought the pack track was going to get unmasked here, but no, it's going after that pack instead.
Yeah, and this is actually pretty good. I mean, he's got 3 tanks here, and there's only 2 areas that the Cromwell can cover. So, oh, no, he has an AT gun backing up the Cromwell behind, and he's going to try and engage it, but that's a bit risky. Yeah,
but I'd rather unmask and lose the pack track as opposed to losing the P3s.
Yeah. And the P3 is going to get some return fire. But just, do they have the HE value? I think they're just going to be able to do it. Cromwell is not going to be helping out his 6-pounder buddy-o, and that probably would have been a good time to move Cromwell around the corner, maybe. Because now he's completely alone, free to run, and those Panzer IIIs are getting awfully close, meaning that the Cromwell's armor is pretty useless at that range.
Yes, it is, and the Pack 38's coming back into the fight as well, so he's going to engage the Pack gun, which is still fine. Because even if he shoots the Dingo, that's a pretty big win.
Yep, and there we go. He's just going to be surrounding. Sending a pack track around first. Panzer III going to get, not a side shot, he's shooting at the 6-pounder running away.
That's a good call, though. The 6-pounder is gone. Cromwell's going to say, oh, look, here's a track. And the P3 is going to say, thank you, and shoot him from 5 feet away.
The pack track's point blank.
Yeah.
And I get the surrender on the Cromwell, but that's a pretty big kill there for Bumblebee. Stuart's coming in, that's pretty outgunned. And yeah, for now, for the next like 3.5 minutes, Bumblebee really has the unit advantage for A phase, and if he can bring up some recon troops and some more defensive troops to hold his southern side, he should be doing pretty good, and he definitely want to try to get something in that southern part of the town.
He's got to know that there's infantry in that tree line right there, so I'm wondering what he's using to bring... Oh, is that he's bringing that P-Gren in for? No, he's not.
Oh, he's going to be bringing it up. The P-Gren's going to be attacking the tree line, but they're going to take a little bit to get... Yeah, fortunately, it's just a rifle squad, so... I mean, they're pretty useless behind enemy lines.
That's pretty accurate. Multiple Stuarts have been brought into the center. Of course, there were 2 already. One got forced back. He's coming back to the fray right now. And I don't know. I think, yep, the half track went down. Our good friend, the flame track. Trying to see what really else is developing. Ooh, Panzerwerfer.
Panzerwerfer is going to be pretty useful. Just pretty much just holding the town, essentially.
I am amused by the fact that there's 2 6-pounders now to the south. It's like, okay, we know there's a bunch of tanks. Time to freak out.
Yeah.
But it is a 50-50 split. Not a lot of movement at the moment. P-Gren's engaging some rifles to the north. He's falling back into the house, and that's still just fine right there.
I'm rather surprised Bumblebee hasn't took the initiative on the southern flank. I kind of get it, because he doesn't have really any recon or like defensive troops. Those Panzer IIIs would be a little bit buggered by themselves. But, yeah, he's just going to be keeping them back, and you really want to try and do something with those Panzer Freeze where you got the advantage in A phases. Once B phase hits, you know, Rintown really takes a nosedive.
Are you saying that those poor little puppies might get
They might get
Michael
kicked
Vicked?
around.
I thought you said Michael Vicked, but that's fair enough. We can see the first couple of rockets coming out for the Panzerwerfer going after the 6-pounders to the south, but not hitting both positions, and indeed one of these P3s is going to find itself getting surprised quite a bit by that.
Oh my god,
and
what are you doing?
Third one there is coming on down too, jeez.
What are you doing? At least wait for the half-track to go first. No, there's a third 6-pounder. Oh my word. What are you doing? He's moving the other P3 through the middle. So
Which I do not like.
Yeah, I think that's the best course of action for it. Maybe up north, but if he can puncture through middle, that'd be a good amount of ground. And he already has kind of... Oh god, yeah. That was a bit silly, Bumblebee. I know he's doing the same thing in the middle, but he's not waiting for the Panther Grenadiers to clear the town, so he's going to run into Piat fire at point blank range.
There goes the pack track.
Yeah, and they're all bunched up too.
Yeah, they're going to get bunched pretty quickly there. Second Piat shot's going to come out any second, I'm sure.
Nope.
Oh wow, no he's actually not in range?
No line of sight.
30 seconds to go, and second Panzerwerfer comes on in, and finally it seems they realize we probably need some more artillery to kind of stabilize the lines. He has very little in the way of infantry anymore.
Yeah, and we are going to be hitting B phase very shortly, and this is not looking good for Bumblebee. Yes, he has the town under his control, but Magicman has map advantage. He's getting that slow plus 1 point advantage. Really just because that rifle squad on that northern side having that huge chunk of ground with just that 120 point rifle squad. And also down south with the, I guess the 6-pounder line now.
Indeed. Now, question is, what's this P3? Oh, he's going to exchange fire with the Stuart as well as the AT gun.
Good hit.
All right. That's a good hit on the Stuart, but I do not want to hang around and be firing at that... Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's really not looking good unit rise for Bumblebee. He kind of wants to try to keep his Panzer Freeze alive, but he's got a second Panzerwerfer. So even though he's not going to be able to push anywhere, he's definitely going to stomp any major advantages into the town. Which at least is going to be pretty easy for him to hold in that regard. It's just he really needs more projection.
Very true. Now, I can understand dropping off the spot troops way further back to the rear, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's going to take a very long time getting them in the first place.
Yeah, you got to sneak them in. It's a sneak-in mission.
The Germans didn't sneak. They show up. No one expects the German Inquisition.
So, you know, but there was just a bunch of guys in Crete, and all of a sudden some Germans just started jumping out of planes and going, "What the fuck's going on up here?"
Yeah, the Germans didn't even know they were going down there. Apparently, they didn't bring weapons and everything.
I know.
Actually, I was looking at the other day. I was looking at the actual operational history of the 3rd Fallschirmjäger Division. Man, I was surprised those guys lasted as long as they did. 15,000 men in Normandy, and they were like, "Those Germans know their business. You either have to let them win, or you got to kill them." I was like,
yeah.
Very strange quote. We do have some light vehicles, maybe kind of flirting, looking through, going after that 6-pounder in the back. Autocannon will get some good damage out. And another Panzerwerfer barrage to the south.
Yeah. So he's holding the line at least, but he needs to grab some territory. At least manage to plug up that northern gap by finally killing that rifle squad. But the 6-pounder, yeah. Is he going to kill the half-track? No, he isn't, as the half-track manages to hide, which is good for it. And we got another 11 armored Cromwell being brought in up north. That would definitely prove to be a pain in the ass.
Yes, sir. 250 half-track, though. Okay, sliding away from the 6-pounder to the extreme north. And I realized hindsight 20. Can you help but wonder what that Pack 38 was doing up to the extreme north of the German lines?
Just hanging out. I mean, he just held the northern flank essentially, so he just had the Pack 38 at the start to stop any armored pushes, but there hasn't been any armor.
Rather plucky 232 trying to go and take out that Stuart with an autocannon, but that's just not going to happen.
That's not,
and
that's not good. Are we gonna see? Okay, we got a Jagdpanther being brought in down south. That's a pretty good call. But he has a Firefly down south with 2-star, well, 1-star boosted or 2-star veterancy. So
Yeah, that's true. But
yeah,
there's also spot troops.
as the Sparta troops are gonna see the incoming doom at least.
Oh, geez, the Firefly can still see the Jagdpanzer. How the hell? Driver wounded. Play taps, everybody. I don't know if these Jagdpanzer's getting hunting another animal here.
Yeah.
Oh, no. One more shot? Oh, man. If you had one shot, one opportunity, would you hit it or would you let it slip? And he's letting it slip.
He's letting it slip.
Oh, man. His turret's steady. Gear's weak. I don't know. I was going to trust a riff on that.
The tracks are heavy.
Exactly. There's oil on his sweater, or on his skirt already. Hitler's ready. He's nervous.
But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to shoot HE shells. But he keeps on forgetting what his commander wants. I'm trying to think of the rest, but I think that's as far as we're gonna go.
At least for right now, anyway. But
yeah.
I feel kind of compelled to make this happen.
Yeah.
232 now to kind of boost his own veterancy, saying, "Oh, you have a command there. I probably should bring some in myself. He just hadn't gotten here yet."
Yeah. I mean, in that fight, that's not a good fight for the Jagdpanzer, as Firefly has pretty much the penetration advantage over the Jagdi. And there's Cromwell as well, with long-range guns, so that's going to be able to kill it, but it's just going to add to the morale damage.
Where's the air power?
That's
Where's
a
the
good
beef?
question. I mean,
where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Are we beefing? But, I mean, for Rintown, you can... I mean, neither side can get, like, great planes. For Guards Armored, it's really just defensive with buying Tempest. And sometimes Typhoon ATs, but that's usually not till C phase, and I don't see all Guards Armored players taking Typhoon ATs. Even though you should, because Typhoon ATs are fantastic. And for Rintown, I just don't think Bumblebee has the money. He needs the ground units, and so he's buying tanks.
It's a fair call. Humber being engaged by the Jagdpanther.
Yep.
And the Firefly is not seeing anything important. Alright.
Oh yeah, because speaking of air power, rocket plane.
Excellente. One shot should freak him out. Take out the Firefly, my good sir. Nope, not going to. Okay.
Nope.
And the tracks on wheels are damaged on the Cromwell, so I don't want to say anything out of turn too quickly, but the Jagdpanzer might be able to turn on the southern flank.
I doubt it, honestly. That Firefly is too much of a threat. Like, the Jagdpanzer will have such a hard time beating that Firefly.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure that you're right. I think I'm just trying to figure out, can one tank make the difference? But you're right. I don't think he's ready to put the team on his back. Yeah. This isn't Greg Jennings we're talking about.
But at least Bumblebee has managed to bring it to a 50-50, so he's no longer losing points. I think in Bumblebee's strat is to try to gain a little bit of ground down south and do something there. Damn.
Second gun run. Okay, so yeah, the Jagdpanzer's trying to rush in so he can get line of sight.
Oh, 6-pounder out.
Yeah.
Oh, Spitfire bomber from Magicman. This would be enough to stress out the Jagd. Nope, just only getting half damage here. Firefly gonna pop around the corner and say hello.
This is gonna be the end of that Firefly. I think there's no more AT guns down there.
Yeah. And the Jagdpanther is pretty close now.
I don't know if Magicman is running with a lot of AT guns in Phase B. I mean, it's probably not too common, I would think. Yeah.
But, I mean, Guards Armored, who needs AT guns when you've got like a gazillion Shermans and Cromwells and Fireflies? Or look at the smoke from the motorized leader. Yes. I always love seeing leader units using smoke. It's such an underrated strategy.
Now, we also did see this rather plucky 232 sneaking on through and forces the surrender on a lot of the guys in the south. We're threatening a German +1 here. There we go. Wow.
There we go. But I think it's not going to last too long. We've got the Stuart chasing down the 232. The Jagdpanzer are going to get into a better position to shoot the Firefly. The Jagdpanzer needs to get close to engage the Firefly efficiently.
Looks like he's going to engage that Stuart first instead, though.
Yeah. Which is going to buy the Firefly time, because the Firefly definitely needs the time to, take a chill pill. Need some R&R.
I guess my question to a certain extent is, how long is it going to take for that smoke to dissipate? How long does that last? It's like 15, 20 seconds pretty easily, yeah?
Yeah, it's like, I haven't actually
Should play
timed
longer
it.
than that.
I think smoke lasts anywhere from like 30 to 40 seconds, so don't quote me on that.
Ooh, bounce. Ooh, we bounce in here, and here comes the Panzer. Both of them are firing. They're desperate to keep that thing not operational.
And there's the Messerschmitt.
Oh my gosh, could there be any more ordnance displayed at this guy? This is
Really?
insane.
But look, here's the thing with Gauge Armor. Do you get one Firefly being shot at, you just buy another.
I was almost waiting for that to be a one-shot, one-kill from Bumblebee Potato.
Yeah.
And then they were bringing in a Command Sherman as well. Good gosh.
Damn. Yeah, this is when Gauge Armor really starts to come online in B phase for all the tanks. And he's been doing a pretty good job keeping his tanks alive. I mean, he's lost some, of course. But, I mean, he's got, like, 2 Cromwells up north, the Cromwell and Firefly down south, and another Cromwell, another Sherman, and a Firefly.
Oh,
so...
cheeky. If we did half-track could come in and get surrenders on both. That could be his.
Oh! Is he going to do it? He's definitely going to get the Cromwell.
The Firefly's a really big one, though. I'm not sure he's going to get there in time.
Maybe the Firefly's going to kind of run into the brick wall of that forest, yeah. So maybe he's going to get a surrender. Jeez.
That is a huge play that comes off.
Yeah, the second Firefly.
And...
yeah, he's going to get it.
I'm waiting for it to come off just at the last second. Yep, there we go. Yeah.
It's a half-track with machine guns outside here, Tommy. I guess we'll just surrender.
War's over, chaps. Time to go home. Ooh, yeah, it does go down, though.
Yeah, so... bit of a trade here. And then we got Panzer III replacing the Jagdpanzer, so not looking good. Unit rise down south for the Germans.
Well, the thing is, now we have that secret kind of half-track down to the south. He's the flanking force.
Yeah.
Northern side, more tanks are now there, finally. I'm really surprised that the Panzerwerfers have not completely emptied out the Opel Blitz just yet.
Same here. They've been pretty busy.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they've definitely been keeping Bumblebee in the game, those 2 Panzerwerfers. But it's just going to get even harder. I mean, C phase, Guard Armored, all the tanks. At least now Bumblebee can get some Panther Gs, which is good, but he just doesn't have the economy to really sustain getting enough Panther Gs to outweigh all the Fireflies that Magicman can bring out.
Which is kind of weird, because you think a Panther actually outweighs a Firefly, both in the Animal Kingdom and in this game, but...
fair point.
Okay, that's a very, very bad observation. Please don't quote me on that. Next rocket run's coming on in, though. Will we see an opportunistic, I can take out this guy? No, he can't.
No.
Because I believe I can fly, and he can, but he can't do much more than that. Ooh, but this P3, actually the P3 and the Pak-38 should be able to take out one of them.
The Sherman's going to get shots in the Pak-38. The P3 just doesn't have the pen, really, to kill the Firefly.
And unfortunately, spot troops cannot hold any kind of territory. Sherman blows out the P3.
Yeah. But good use of rocket planes here from Bumblebee. They've definitely been helping out quite a bit. It'd be a good time for Magicman to maybe get some Tempest. Will the 250 get another surrender? He can do it.
Oh
he
my
can
gosh.
do it. Oh no. No.
Nope, he's not going to.
No. Firefly manages to regain some composure.
Oh, no. Pack-Track causes this distress, and the half-track says, "Come here, my friend."
Secret half-track.
Oh my gosh. Is he going to get the Sherman too? Go for the Sherman.
Yeah, he's got the Spar Troop, yeah. He just needs to
fly. This is the hero half-track.
That's the hero half-track, jeez.
And the weapons are jammed.
Look at the ammo in the half-track, it's 1776.
Oh yeah, he's bringing freedom. Oh, Pak-38 steals the capture.
Wow. Oh. I was not just expecting Bumblebee to be doing so good down south with the unit that he has, but yeah, half-track is MVP of the match.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's just managed to bring down half the Allied raw effort with just an MG-30 or 42 or 34. One or the other. And a bit of armor. But he's going to be paying the iron price, so.
Was a Spitfire. Not sure it's really the greatest idea to try to engage the ME-109. I mean, you
Yeah.
have seen that there's a lot more ground fire coming in. Pack Track gets taken out by the Sherman. I'm almost surprised the Spitfire is not prioritizing the
Yeah.
ME-109.
I'm rather surprised there was a half track survived for now.
You
And,
had to say it.
I had to say it. Yeah. Rest in
Ugh.
peace. But still, even though he just took out a lot of tanks here, the Guard Armored could just bring out more tanks. We've got more Shermans being brought in, and there's still only one Panzer III. And unfortunately, there's no half track on the southern side for Bumblebee to try and get some surrenders. But he does have the Panzerwerfers and rocket planes still, so he's going to be delaying any advances for now.
Indeed, but he's not going to gain any ground, and that's almost more important.
Yeah, but he really needs the ground. I mean, he still has a bit of time to, you know, gain said ground, as it's rather close score-wise still. But it's going to be rather tough. He's got another Panzer III being brought in to this northern sector, which it could perform rather well. There's a bit more, you know, close quartersy for the Panzer III, but still has like 2 Cromorals and a 6-pounder here.
Yeah, it's not an ideal place to be. The Germans
Yeah.
are threatening to take back the town, but who cares about the real estate values if we don't hold the surrounding territory?
Yeah. I think the real estate's probably butched after like all the infighting in said town.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Spitfire does come back in. I don't know if that was like for an opportunistic bombing run or what. But there's 2 ME-109s on it. I'd be kind of surprised he's not going to make it out.
Yeah.
He really shouldn't. There we go. P3, in the meantime, though, continues to stress out the Shermans. Lucky little guy.
Yeah, those Shermans. Those Shermans. Oh, really? The entirety of Magicman's force has just been very stressed out. They're probably just losing hairs all over.
Yeah. Yeah. Alopecia's a really, really very real danger to men of this age.
I know, right? I mean. Oof. Being
P3, though. Ooh, from 500 meters. Yep, that's going to happen every time.
Yeah.
Another Opal Blitz coming back in to refill the most, the MVPs, the most valuable pieces. And P-Grunts might be able to take out a squad or 2 of infantry with Faust. That's, oh, he nearly gets the first kill.
And then perfect kill zone range for the Panzer Grenadier.
Indeed, fires again, takes out the other half track.
Wow.
2 guys, 2 squads up, and 2 squads could definitely go down.
Yeah. Panzer Grenadiers.
He's bringing the Opal Blitz in to kind of just tank fire. That guy's got 1 munition left.
He's just gonna throw like 1 Car 98 bullet to the Panzer Grenadier squad and then just continue on his merry way.
Well, you know what? At least he'll give his life for the cause, right?
Yeah.
Rocket run to the north, going after the Cromwell. Actually, the P3 up north. We've been kind of avoiding this northern flank.
Yeah.
But it's been just as vicious, I would say.
It has been. It's been pretty tumultuous. I wonder if he was... I'm just looking at a supply truck now. If he was just blow up his own supply truck that's been captured, would it still make the big explosion even though its supply is rather low? I think it still would make a pretty good explosion. So you could use it as like an IED.
Or like a Goliath.
Yeah, like a Goliath, but you know, like capturing. It's like, oh, look at these pretties, kaboom.
That would be a completely demonic way to lose your Opal Blitz truck, but that's a really interesting idea. I never thought about that.
I really want to see him. I really want to see him shoot his own Opal Blitz. I mean, there's no reason not to. It only has 1 ammunition.
Well, there's another Jagdpanzer coming on in. Oops. Oh, Tempest is coming. He's going after that rocket plane. And, I don't know. No, okay, yeah. Backing up's a good idea. All right. There he goes. Opal Blitz is not taking any rockets just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't look like he's going to.
Down south, I mean, Bumblebee is holding this MacGyver style. Just 2 Panzer Grenadiers, of course, all the Panzerwerfers in the back too, but I know it just doesn't seem like he should be holding it with the units that he has, but he does, and it's working. I'm really impressed with Bumblebee here. It's just those Panzerwerfers, jeez. I mean, this is where you get Panzerwerfers anytime you can, or Neighborwerfers or anything, because they are so bloody good. So bloody good.
Yes, but right now, like you said, he basically is holding on with spit and some, really, really hardcore wishes here. I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, Opal Blitz goes down. Pack 38 is being brought on forward. He has some close fire here at the Cromwell. Oh, no longer. Okay. This is knife fighting close now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a yacht Panzer to the north. I don't know if that's really going to cause too much in the way of consternation.
Yeah.
I am surprised. I guess I can understand now why the Sherman's not really being too much pressure. And another Firefly is being brought on in. Oh, yay. P3 to the north, driver non-attack transmission damaged. Will there be a kill? No, there won't. And in fact, it's going to be really embarrassing to me if the P3 gets killed by this Cromwell.
Yeah, the P3's gonna have a hard time penetrating the Cromwell, yeah. I mean, if the Jagdpanzer could get into a position, which it does, yeah, it can be the killing blow, but even in at the range, the Jagdpanzer's gonna have a hard time penning.
But at least freaking him out would be almost as good.
Yeah. Just get him to piss off for another day.
Yes, sir. So there is a motorized rifle to the north, though, so this Jagdpanzer might be on the field for only a little bit of time. P3 does get the kill.
Side shot, yeah.
And Jagdpanzer is just going to book it through. It's a good call. I think he's going to be outside of the range of that Piat. Yes, he will. Oh, wow. Yeah. More for Furball to the south. I'm sorry, you're going to say?
No, I was just about to mention a Furball. But yeah, Tempest, thanks to the Crusader AA. Magic. Oh, never mind. Crusader AA getting rocketed, yeah. But still alive. And second Tempest being brought out. And if he can knock out his rocket planes, that'll be a pretty big blow, as they've been a real staple to Bumblebee's defenses. The number 2 behind the number 3. Number 2's been the Panzerwerfers, the number 3's been the Messerschmitt, and the number 1 best defensive unit that Bumblebee had so far was the 250-1.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
P3 to the north does get taken out by a couple of shots by that Piat, looks like, which is always, again, as usual, just so ridiculously shocking. Meanwhile, that Pack 38 on the edge of town, he is reaping a bloody harvest.
I know, he's been doing pretty good, and he's managed to fire like 15 shots before he died. I'd never have a Pack 38 survive that long. They always die after like 5 shots.
Exactly.
So that's pretty good.
I'll get this Pigren, just to the east of the Sherman Firefly and the MMG carrier.
Yep.
He's redeploying ever so delicately. Okay, when they come up the road, boys, then we'll blast him.
Yeah.
No, use your Faust.
Hold fire.
Use the Faust, Luke. Use the Faust.
Now we are seeing the Panther G being brought in down south, and there's only one Firefly, so, and there's the Panther Earthers backing up. So, considering what Bumblebee's all managed to done with, sticks and glue, maybe it's, I don't know, like metaphorical sword in this weird analogy, as well as all the slingshots he has in the back for this weird analogy, will help him defend his southern flank. I don't know where I was going there, Khan. Please help me out.
I was legitimately trying to wrap my head around that, and I was like, you know what? I've had plenty of those this cast, so let's not worry too much.
Yeah. But yeah, Panther, big deal.
Mm-hmm. And down below, you will see that is not exactly the happiest hideout for Smokey the Bear. As the entire southern Sylvan streets are bathed in flame.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like both those tankers that were just picking on that poor infantry. More rockets? No, just gonna fire away. Head-to-head combat, though, and yeah, we're gonna see at least one of these ME-109s go down. I can't see either one.
Those Tempests are too fast for the Messerschmitts.
But it might be too fast for their own good, too.
Oh no, he's gonna back off. That's weird. I mean, he must know the Germans don't have any EA, because he hasn't been shot at EA this entire match. I was definitely a bit of a blunder, and he had the speed to catch up too, so I had no idea what was going on there.
And, wow. The little Buzz Spud over here is up by 100 tickets.
How?
Exactly.
This whole match has just been... How? I mean, okay, it's been the Panzerwerfers for being technical here, but how?
Well, in the Hero half-tracks, let's
in the
let's
Hero
be fair.
half-track, it's just... Like, I kind of consider this a bit of a miracle, as Rintown is usually just so terrible in its later stages, but Bumblebee's showing how to do it. You just stun the crap out of everything that comes nearby, and you just keep stunning them so they can't move up. You pretty much have to do, as I figured it out, Khan, as Rintown, you got potential to allies fighting against the Axis, because you don't have, like, all the fancy tools, usually, except for, like, the Panther later on. So you got to use suppression and, you know, rile and all those fancy flanking words to try and keep the allied units at bay.
Big, like, you know, 20-cent words like defilade and fiscal responsibility. What did I miss? Oh my god, the Panther. I was watching to the north, there's a Firefly and Jagdpanther duel.
Dude, like, yeah.
And there was the Jagdpanther there too, so this might be the end of the Resurgent Reich, and,
Okay, so...
Alright.
Yeah, right, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Is where you get the Typhoon AT. The 2-star one, that is. Full Guard Armored. Because you can do crazy stuff like that. You can just knock out a Panther. Like Thanos. Just gone. GG.
Just snap your fingers.
Just snap your fingers. You can't hear me snap my fingers, so I'm just going to do it with my mouth.
And the death ball, all 2 of them, continues to roll down south. And now with flame troops coming to the north, this might be the end of the Bumblebee, Spud.
There's only 5 minutes left, roughly. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. He still has a lead. He has a +2 point advantage and a good amount of map that he can still bleed. So, I think Bumblebee still has a pretty good chance of winning this, unless Magicman figures out how weak Bumblebee's defenses are right now, which is pretty much non-existent, and he just like half-track rushes through to the spawn.
With the half-track rush, I was just thinking, okay, how about we just kind of go and move on one of these fronts? You know there's next to nothing in terms of AT.
Yeah, it's like a late game of Company of Heroes.
Yeah.
You just like select everything, you attack move to the point, and then you come back after 5 minutes and see if your American rifle spam blob is still alive.
I should really play that game a little bit more. I haven't played it in a really long time. Sherman Command Tank is going to get freaked out. In fact, the entire Southern Armored Wing will get freaked out.
Yeah, the Panzer has just been doing everything, man. Every single time a push happens, Panzer shuts down the push.
Problem with this, though, is I don't think the Windhound has any more infantry.
Yeah, he's probably pretty tapped on infantry at this point. I'd be surprised if he gets another Panther, as that's rather expensive, and he's been spending money on the mobile wagons. But, yeah, this is not looking too good for Bumble. Magicman is gaining the ground. He has to catch up quite a bit point rise, but if he just, you know, he just needs to, like, just attack fast everywhere. Just fast move the half tracks, fast move the tanks.
Especially the tanks.
Yeah. But I mean, we have God view. Maybe he doesn't realize how barren Bumblebee's map control is. Once the Panzer Grenadier go down, and he should realize his whole southern flank is pretty empty.
But there is one more Panther coming on in.
Oh, there is, huh? And it's going up north. Oof.
I'm not sure I agree with that placement, but at this point, he needs to save one area. And that area he's choosing to save, I would say, should be that town.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still some more airplanes here, so yeah, so even the stuff in the south can get stunned up pretty easily.
Yeah. It's just going to be about whether Magicman can just grab much clay as fast as he can. Can the Magicman is the better question. He's got the +1. If he keeps it, it will be a draw. If he can get the +2, probably a victory, I'm going to say.
I don't know about that. We're looking at 2-3 minutes. Yeah, he can get 300 points, but still going to technically drop him below Bumblebee.
I think he's going to get the +2. He's fast moving a half track now. That's just gaining the ground. We've got Panzer IV coming in.
Okay, this is the time you start sending in those rocket planes to the south.
See, if he had the Panther down south, that could really help with stopping this or so. And I really don't get why he brought the Panther up north. It's way too claustrophobic for us. Yes, fortunately, he's not like motorized rifle squads nearby Piach for the Panther. But still, that's definitely like a 7 play. And oh, we're out +2, and it'd still be a draw for Magicman. So he really needs to grab the territory. He needs that +3.
I'm still not even sure that's going to do it. I think we'll get a nominal victory at that point, at best.
Third ball up north. Tempest behind Ron Messi. Doesn't manage to get the kill. A little bit too fast, yeah. Second, oh, that's just a third ball. I'll let it speak for itself.
And there's the +1 back again. And I almost want to go to a ×2 here. So if nothing else, we don't have to see that poor Tempest getting taken out. But it's too late. He dies. And it's so weird to me also to see. Okay. I thought that Crusader for a second had an AT gun attached to it. But we had a truck just behind. I thought I had a graphical bug for a second. Should have been down to the
Panzer
south.
IV's being brought in to try and just hold the ground a bit for this last minute or so. I don't think Magicman's gonna be able to bring the victory in. I mean, if he just needs to fast move the half tracks. I mean, just be damned at this point. You just need the territory. You can't just sit around. Oh, the Panzer.
Wait, if he gets freaked out, will that destroy his territorial control? Not enough.
Not enough. No. Those Panzer have been alive the entire match, and now they're shooting at the Allied forces behind the Allied tanks. What absolute MVPs! But this is definitely going to be a draw, and in the league,
a very well earned draw for Bumblebee Potato.
Yeah, that was flipping fantastic play from Bumblebee. Like, I rate Rintown to like a pretty. I view it as the worst Axis tank division in game by far, but he held it pretty well. But even then, he played pretty damn good. He still, you know, his back still broke fighting against Guard Armored, and it's always tough fighting against Guard Armored with such a heavy deck, essentially a phase heavy deck.
Mediocre force.
Yeah. It is a very mediocre force.
Wow. Look at the KD.
That's pretty...
That's tight.
That's tight. It's a tiger. Jeez. If you look at the history, I mean, a lot of Allied units die, but they are, you know, more of a cheaper variety, and it's pretty back and forth. I mean, there's a bit of blue and there's a bit of red and blue and red. I mean, it's like the Heisen flag.
I never really thought about it that way, but you're absolutely right. That's bang on.
And looking at the kills, 6-pounder down south did pretty good. Cromwell's, one Sherman knocked out a bunch, Mr. Curtis.
Well, you know, Curtis is almost a really good name.
I wonder why.
I've never had any idea. Panzerwerfer's only 4 kills for one of them, but he deserved way more than that.
Yeah, those guys definitely deserve, like, a pat on the back. Like, geez, those Panzerwerfers was so vital to keeping Bumblebee in the match for that long. Like, jeez. But it's pretty spread out in kills overall. There's nothing too big from either side from run units. It's a rather shared affair.
Indeed it was.
Damn, but that was fantastic.
Yeah. I was really thrilled to see the Bumblebee Potato hold tight with that. That was not something I was expecting at all.
Same. I was kind of expecting him to just, like, fall much quicker. But he held his ground for a good amount of time. And good job for Magicman as well. I mean, the Panzerwerfer is definitely a pain in the butt.
True.
I think he sort of tried to focus on the Panzerwerfers. Maybe get some sections. He didn't actually get any sections that match. But probably some sections or dropping bombs on the Panzerwerfers would have definitely opened up the map for him. Because that was the one thing stopping him from doing anything.
Very true. Very true. Concentrating the armored force would have been a good idea as well. But that's, you know, of course, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
But alright, I think we're heading off to the Eastern Theater for our next game.
I think so too.
Alright, so folks, we will see you somewhere in the area of the Land of the Rising Sun in a couple of days. For now, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.